How's it going, viewer? It's been a very, very long time. Mr. Wayne here, Corey Wayne Anderson. It's been a long freaking time. Heading over here, I had a lot in my mind that I was gonna say. But now that I'm actually sitting here putting this video to record, I haven't done this in so long. It's different. It's different than what I remember. But you know what? I've figured out how I'm going to be able to do everything that I want to do throughout the course of my life. I have gotten into a lot of things since the last time I actually made videos on this channel. And this channel, I'm just gonna make personal vlogs and just talk about the things, the challenges I face, and the progress that I made and what I've done through these businesses, through the services I want to provide my community. And it took a while for me to get to this point. It took a very, very long time. I think maturity I had to reach a level of maturity for this understanding to come to me. I had to have more life experience with specific things so I know exactly what it is that I want to do and who I want to be, because I've learned who I don't want to be, and I've learned more of what it is that I do want. And obviously we have to know who it is that we are and what it is that we want and what it is that we don't want, in order to really know what it is that we want. And this morning, after the gym, I was heading back to the house, and it hit me how I'm going to be able to segregate all the things that I want to do into their own avenues. Because I'm a huge thought advocate. I've always had a dream as a child to move the movement of New Thought and the ideal of New Thought forward. Because what does it teach? It teaches the realities of Christ. It teaches what the Christ intentionally and what he has come here to teach and to give his fellow human beings. Because we're all brothers and sisters, especially those that exist in Christ and understand Christ and the unity and oneness of everything in the universe. So we're not separate from anything, because through energy, through vibration, all of us are connected. Through the spiritual aspect of our reality, everything is connected. It's only the material portion in the forms of what we take is what differentiates everything. So what I learned through New Thought, and this was a buddy I had a long time ago. We still talk a little bit today, but we've grown apart. We've done different things, and we've gone our separate ways. But regardless of the case, he had said something to me a long time ago, and he said that I don't want to be making any money off of New Thought. New Thought is for philanthropy, and he's absolutely right. I know the mistake that I made with New Thought before was how I was trying to make money off of it. And I've learned today that, hey, it's not something, especially what I wanted to do with it, right? It's something that existed, that came into existence from other people before me. They didn't claim New Thought to be theirs, right? They understood the higher ideal of New Thought and the umbrella of which it has, or the umbrella of which it is, and the standing on its own of what New Thought is, because it's an ideal, right? It's an ideology, just like Christ. Christ is an ideology, and the Christ did not come to this earth or do his mission or have the purpose in mind of his mission to profit off of it or make money off of it. And it was very selfish of me, now that I look at it today, the viewpoint that I had of it. And I see why I was always a little bit confused on how exactly I was going to make a living off of something like that, while still being able to bring that to the world, and learning today that, hey, it's purely philanthropy and it's not to make money off of. And then with that, I see New Thought being more of a church-like thing. I know a big problem we have with churches today, or a lot of stigmatism around churches, especially here in the Western world, is the amount of money that pastors are making right? It's a nonprofit organization that people are investing their money into the cause. They're investing their money into the business or into the mission that church has, that's supposedly supposed to help the homeless, that's supposed to give the good word, the gospel of Christ to people. And just as Christ did before us, he didn't want to profit off of it. We ourselves cannot be profiting off of what the message of Christ is and the message of New Thought and what it brings. There's no profitable, there should be no intention to make a profit off of it. And that's something I had to realize, and that's something I had to learn. But what I did learn and realize too is if we're going to do something like that, that's obviously going to take, it's obviously going to take a very long time. And if it's philanthropy, all the money that it will make from donations does not go to me, does not go to anybody involved in the organization. It goes out to other people to expand the organization, expand the message. That's the real purpose and mission of New Thought. And understanding that today and realizing why I was never really able to go that far with it before because of what I was trying to do with it. And now I have a larger understanding of the movement and what it actually is and the ideal and how important the ideal is aside from money. Now, going to the money part, understanding that, hey, we do need money. Money is very, very important. Now that I'm at the age I'm at today, I'm 30 today, right? And I started studying New Thought when I was 18, 19. And now today that I'm 30 and I've done the experiences that I've had the careers that I've had, the work that I've engaged in and been involved in all the different businesses that I tried and the businesses that I do still have. But some of these businesses do take money to make money. Obviously, not everything you do, especially when it comes to personal services, you could create a personal service out of what you know, out of information. And your ability to market that service and bring it to the world and helping the person you're trying to sell the service to and why they need it in their life, why it's necessary for them to have it, right? That's sales, that's service, it's personal service that we can give to somebody else through our personal experience, right? And that involves, you don't need money for that. But other things when it comes to, let's say, e-commerce, because e-commerce is one of the businesses that I've invested in. E-commerce is going to take a lot more income in order to get off the ground because we're not really selling intellectual products, we're selling actual physical products, and the material cost monies, everything does have material cost, but in the realms of e-commerce, it's going to take even more money and profit in order to actually make a profit and make those sales and reach the customers, because we got to pay for advertising, we got to pay for a lot of things that need to be paid for. And e-commerce is just one of them. Then there's trucking, right? My pops has an ideal for trucking, and I got into the trucking industry and had some experience hands-on with trucking. And trucking is very, very difficult. It's very, very hard, and it's very, very necessary for our corporate world for getting product from one point to another. And my dad's ideal of creating something for the family and for us before he passes on, so he leaves something behind for our family. I see his ideal, I see his cause, I see why he wants to do it. And at the same time, it melds perfectly with the ideal I have for e-commerce, because eventually I do want my own warehouse. I want my own fulfillment center. Now, e-commerce is I made a presentation on it and where e-commerce is going. It's one of the biggest growing industries in the entire world, and it's going to be, I think it was like $7+ trillion. I think it was by 2026. It's been a minute since I've actually looked into that presentation or even did it, so it's not 100% clear. So take that as a grain of salt. But it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So you need to get your hands in that piece of the pie, right? Because we know that with money, we can fight for causes way in a much greater realm than it is if we were doing something that is just purely philanthropy, right? Let's, like I say, for New Thought, for example. It ultimately seeing it becoming a church, like the money that we make for our for-profit businesses, right? We could invest that into the nonprofit business that shouldn't be as a goal to make money at all, right? The goal of it is to get the message out to people and out to the world. And then with coaching, again, back to coaching, taking the information. I'm actually sitting here with the Master Key System. I'm rewriting the Master Key System in my own words, in my own terms. So we get the base understanding of what it is that it's teaching, right? Because it teaches consciousness. Because the whole point is empowering people too, right? Yes, we do want to give them the realities of life. We do want to give them the truth that everything is based on consciousness and everything is made inside and out of consciousness and the substance of God itself, Himself, itself, whatever you want to call it. There's no specific gender. It's just the intelligence of the universe, that this substance is conscious in nature. It's intelligent. It thinks. And it's with us right now. It's surrounding us right now. It's within all material things. And it's even inside of us, right? It manifests through us, through the subconscious mind, right? We don't need to think about making our hair grow. I say this all the time. We don't need to think about making our heart beat, renewing our skin, digesting our food, making our nails grow. We don't need to think about doing any of that, right? There's a power inside of us that does that for us, and that's the God force inside of us, the universal intelligence, the universal mind inside of us that is responsible for doing that for us. Like the Bible teaches that we are the temple of the living God and that God lives within us. So back to the program that I'm talking about, coaching, making a profit off of coaching, right? We're building Wayne University. Wayne University is going to be like what New Thought teaches. It's the thought process of New Thought advocates have their mindset in cooperation with universal laws, right? Because we don't, right? If I drop that book, gravity is going to pull it down. Gravity is a natural law. Gravity is something that was placed here outside of us. We did not create gravity. It's one of the natural laws of the universe, right? And there are many, many natural laws: the law of attraction, law of cause and effect, the law of growth. And we are responsible. One of the missions of humans is to bring our mind into subjection to the workings of natural law, so we can participate in using these laws to our advantage. We can participate in using these laws to create the life which we want to create. Because why? Being created in God's image, that image is in the spiritual image, in the spiritual man, the inner man, the part of us that thinks and feels and imagines and visualizes and believes. That is the aspect of God inside of us, and that has the power of God manifesting through us through form. Now, the language of New Thought and New Thought Millenniality said it's going to be revolved a lot around the Bible and Christ consciousness. But not everybody has that mindset or cares for that. But we can still teach them the power of the Christ, the power of this universal force that's already inside of them through other avenues. And that's going to be what Wayne University is. We're going to take this, we're going to change the wordings a little bit, put modern science into it, modern psychology, modern the OPT model through fitness, right? Because again, back to what I was going to mention before, New Thought is all about growth. Growth being one of the laws of nature. We have to consciously choose to grow throughout our entire life. And that involves the three aspects of who we are, right? Which is mentally, physically, and spiritually. We always have to be doing something to grow in these three areas of our life. And spiritually is more self-control, being able to, of course, it's understanding, it's intellectual understanding too, but more so self-control, being able to control yourself, your thought process, how it is that you're thinking and feeling, right? Because we know that self-control, I don't remember who says self-control is true mastery of the self. And the real king is not somebody that has control over a nation. It's the one that has control over himself, because the more control he has over himself, the better he will be able to lead his people, right? So self-mastery, that is very, very important. And growing in these three aspects, Wayne University is going to give a program. We're creating a program to coach and sell to people for profit, and we're giving this information. And again, we're using more the most modern science that we have, and that even includes quantum physics. Quantum physics, high energy physics, proves the laws of attraction through their instruments today. Science has gotten to the point where they understand the true scientific viewpoint of the law of attraction. Because again, New Thought being over 100 years old now, it was through experimentations with a lot of it is philosophy, a lot of it was people, men and women, who had the ability to understand things from a very spiritual point of view without having the scientific interpretation. But today we have the science behind it. Remember, we live in a scientific society today. If you could scientifically prove the truth and reality of Christ, so it's not just based in theory, again, which is the mission, it still is the mission of New Thought, being able to scientifically prove the Christ and what Christ really means. And quantum physics, teaching that to people, empowering them with the latest and greatest science, and attaching that, but segregating that from New Thought, but yet still having it connected to it, right? That's the whole point. That's the whole meaning. And this university that we're building, it's going to teach quantum physics, how to use the mind, this modern day psychology between the conscious and subconscious mind, the different functions of our nervous system, right, between the two phases of mind, so to speak, the conscious and subconscious, through the brain and cerebral spinal system, and the sympathetic nervous system and the solar plexus, right? Teaching all of this, how to use the mind, how to impress the subconscious mind, building the habits, using our thoughts and our mental images to create the direction of what it is that we want, and building it within our system through the emotional center. Because remember, we have to be able to see it first in the mind, but we have to be emotional about what it is that we are seeing, right? And doing that and teaching that in a more modern day era, because today's society is, yes, capitalism. We have to have money. Mr. Hanel even says it in the Master Key system, that we who are to be the representative of infinite power, must not be bankrupt. We have to have money. We have to have supply, right? And Wayne University, yes, it's going to be attached to New Thought, but Wayne University is for profit, right? And we're not only going to teach the psychology and the mind and the natural laws of the universe through quantum physics, right? That's the language that we're going to be using. We're going to be using pure scientific language. And through, again, New Thought will still be teaching those things, but it won't be for profit. It's going to be non-profit, and it's going to be in the language of apostolic. It's going to be in the language of Christ. In helping people understand the true meaning behind Christ and what it is that he was teaching. So back to this section, Wayne University, and also, because it's going to be a total self-development company, it's going to be a total self-development program that we are offering our clients, our individuals, empowering them. And we're also going to be teaching, I'm in the process of getting RENASM certified, as well as my nutrition license, so we can group the mind along with the body. Remember, think of it like a psychosomatica type corporation, because that's going to be the basis, right? The higher our vibrations, the healthier we are with our body, because our mind and our body is connected. And the healthier our mind is going to be, the healthier our body is going to be, and the healthier our body is, the healthier our mind will be. It goes vice versa. Same thing with the strength. The stronger the mind, the stronger the body. The stronger the body, the stronger the mind. And we know how important health and fitness is today, how important health is in general, in the importance of understanding these natural powers which we've been endowed with by God, our Creator, to use and manifest and create the things that we have the ability and the power to create in this material world. So a total self-development, empowering coaching business, that's what it is that we're building through Wayne University. And then e-commerce, right? Building e-commerce, building our people, building our people here too, but really building a community of people through our own corporation, to where we need warehouses, products, things and whatnot, so we can provide the better our people are going to be, the better our services are going to be, and the better will be the amount of change, causes for the better too, that this company will be able to express, to bring out to the world, to offer the world better services. And then trucking on top of that, right? Because now the thing with trucking, it is going to be the most expensive. I could see trucking being the most expensive. So through Wayne University, we're going to develop more of our coaching skills, our life coaching skills. We're going to be giving people the information, the power that they need, the fundamental base of just total self-development, right, in all the areas of our life. Because again, that's what New Thought is. Being a New Thought advocate, we are responsible for providing these tools to people, right? We have to provide the tools that allow people to become the best version of themselves in all aspects of their life. And this involves finances too, making money, how it is that we're going to make money. Remember, you have to be of service when it comes to making money, finding a need in society and filling that need, but also with whatever money you have, being a steward with it. The Bible teaches that too. We have to be a steward with the resources that we have. And that means being conservative with it, not outlandishly spending it or wasting it. Now, I can speak upon this because I know what I've been there as the individual that's done that, worked so hard to make his money, but then just squandering it on things that don't really matter. I've done that. I've been there. I don't know who hasn't. I don't know anybody who hasn't had that experience. But I'm somebody that does. And I can say from firsthand experience, the responsibility of having the money and holding on to it and using it for something better, right? That is of the utmost importance, because eventually with this position of leadership, right, we are responsible for paying other people's bills, right? That's the whole point of all of it, right? You provide an opportunity for somebody to work and you're paying them to help you provide service, which is helping them earn money, which is helping them pay their bills, right? But you are the one that created the opportunity anyway for this person to be able to find work. And that's the main goal. In having that, being in that position of power and responsibility involves a lot of stewardship. It involves a different method of thinking. And these different methods of thinking is what it is that we're going to be providing for people through Wayne University. And as we grow this and the money we make off of this, we're going to invest it into e-commerce, and we're going to start building our e-commerce business. And then whatever we do here and investing in here, eventually, like all the money, both of it will flow, it'll grow, it'll get bigger, and then we can start investing in the real estate. Remember, you got to own the real estate that the warehouse is going to be on, so our money stays within itself. Understanding commercial real estate and having the money to buy the property, and then opening up our warehouse on top of that property, right? That is the goal. Remember, McDonald's, Roy Kroc, what did he say? He says he's not in the business, he's not in the restaurant business, he's in the real estate business. Right? He owns the real estate that his McDonald's restaurants are on, right? And he didn't even create McDonald's. He took that from I think it was McDonald's Brothers. I think that's their name. Take that as a grain of salt. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie too, but I know for a fact Ray Kroc does say that, hey, he's in the real estate business. He's not in the restaurant business. Owning the real estate. So all the money will stay within our own company. All of the money will stay within our own corporations, and so we could continue to have the resources to fight for the causes that we want to fight for, right? This is the mission. It's the mission, right? It's not about me. It's never been about me. Understanding that and knowing that now, I mean, I'm only going to be Corey Wayne Anderson until I'm no longer Corey Wayne Anderson, right? Until my life on this planet is done and over with. And when it is, what is it that I've done for my family? What is it that I've done for my society? What is it that I've done to move humanity forward? Right? That's the whole thing. And it's never been about me to begin with. And I've had to understand that, learn that, and grow out of that selfish mindset, selfish point of view. Because we are here for each other. And in regards to the case, we are all connected, whether we want to be or not, we are. And then from there, once we build that, When we have that established, because trucking, we are going to need a lot of money to be able to throw away. We need a lot of money to be able to throw away because trucks break down. You have to replace things. Insurance costs, how much insurance is. The cost of tractors and trailers, like the truck and the trailer. It's all just, it's a huge cost and a huge risk. And how big trucking companies are today, and how much competition is within that space. The best way to do it is to have our own company, business that needs the truckers to move things forward, right? So we have our truckers to move our own products and freight and things and whatnot. If we want to do contracts with other companies, then by all means we could do that too. But well, there's a lot more to it, but I've finally figured out how to segregate everything that I'm going to do and to really make it work without having any confusion involved with either of them. And it's exciting. It's also like what would you call, like a turning point or a crossroad of which you meet. And this channel, I'm just going to use this channel for personal vlogs. Who knows how many people are going to watch this anyway. Whether anyone does, whether anyone doesn't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And because I know for me, it's good for me to speak about what's going on within myself and within my mind. And I do remember I always enjoyed making vlogs and making videos. But I'm going to use this to talk about the progress that we're making in each one of these avenues. And I see this as being a lifelong thing, being involved in all of these different industries and companies. And ultimately, I see myself taking a position of running mainly meetings, because we're going to have people hired in Wayne University to continue the coaching. We're going to have people hired in our e-commerce area to continue moving that forward. We're going to have people hired in the trucking portion. It's going to be owned by e-commerce anyway. So just having those different aspects, and then these two different aspects. Okay, that makes even more sense. These two will be together, e-commerce and trucking, and these two will be together, Wayne University and New Thought, and then this will be connected to these, because we're going to be offering these coaching services to our own employees as well, and giving them the opportunity, if they want to advance in the company, if they want to earn more, all they have to do is educate themselves. All they have to do is take this course and apply the information that they're learning, because that's going to help not only our business grow, our business expand, but it's also going to help them grow in their personal lives, and it's going to make their life, give them a higher quality life within their family, within their home. This is how we make the changes. This is how we help change the world for the better. And you know what? A little bit more about me, what I've been up to too. I'm preparing for a physique competition, men's physique. Get myself out there more and get some more renown and network, so I could help funnel people to the services and coaching services that I'm going to be providing. What else? I'm in the process of doing that. I've already mentioned getting recertified. I do have my Class A. I could drive a truck. I have my Class M for motorcycle license. A lot closer with my family. I'm a lot better relationship with my family. What else? There's a lot. Almost 3 years sobriety. That was another thing. I had to get sober, and I had to stay sober. I had to finally kick that habit. I've gotten involved in drugs and alcohol when I was a teenager. I was 15 years old when I started doing drugs, and I've done nothing too crazy hard. I've done psychedelics, smoked a lot of weed, took a lot of acid at one point, done a lot of shrooms, drank a lot of alcohol. That's mainly the main things that I've done. Never tried coke, never tried heroin, never tried meth, never tried any of that. I always stayed away from those things because regardless of how much weed and alcohol I indulged in, so to speak, I was still about health and fitness, and I wasn't going to go that route. And I'm really, really grateful that I never did. It's almost 3 years sober, and my mindset definitely has changed since these last several years. And I live in another state. I was born and raised in California. I don't live there anymore. I'm not going to say what state I'm in now, but it's a lot different. It's a lot different. It's equally as hard out here. So I know even in California, yeah, the cost of living was very high, but there was always opportunity. There was always opportunity. You put in one application somewhere and you're working within the week, right? 1-2 applications, you have work. Out here. Since I came out where I'm at, there's a lot less opportunity, a lot more poverty. People don't have nearly as much money. I've gone through 40 applications before I finally landed some work out here, and we're going to be starting that very, very soon. But I think coming out here too made me realize how much I needed to build something myself, and how important it is to have my own. Before it was always just a desire, before it was a want, but now it's become more of a necessity, especially if I want to have my own family one day, like my own personal family. And I need the finances for that, and knowing whatever's going on with the Federal Reserve, whatever's going on with how much money they're printing, whatever's going on with the Treasury and our government and inflation and just prices and the devaluation of the dollar and the raising of taxes and like I said, just the cost of living in general, that's outside of our control, and we can't do something about it until we create financial power and spiritual power and physical power too, because we need to have the health to be able to fulfill a mission on the higher end of things. But all this is really, it's for a bigger, all this is just a stepping stone for a bigger mission. It only takes one person to make a change. But they have to do it right. That's the thing. You have to do it right. You have to tread lightly. Be cautious, but yet you still have to be bold and have the courage to move forward, regardless of what may happen in the end. Because we're all going to eventually die anyway, right? I'll be seeing you.